turn up the heat. Tien and Xiaohu ended up top.
You see the pings coming on out. Jue's not quite in the area. He should know with this realm warp coming.
See ya, bro. You have no shot getting out of this one. They throw everything in the kitchen sink, and Xiaohu gets first blood.
All right, let's see these plates. It's going to be 2 immediately here. They also had a demolish block. 3 plates here immediately coming on through. Xiaohu should recall, and he'll actually even get the 3rd one. Wow, okay,
yeah.
so it's not all that much, right? Like, it's 90 gold split between, or sorry, yeah, it's also a Rod of Ages coming on through for Shiro alongside of that electrocute. So, for now, it is going to be an objective that FPX are advantaged in. If you look at the lanes right now, it's going to be Care coming on first, but they're losing a massive wave bottom lane for this.
It looks like they want the fight here. Now, Xiaohu's on the weak side of the pincer, but FPX is losing out on some HP. Dragon goes the way of FPX, but here comes a big engaged way, not getting anything on that Pop Blossom. And now Shadow finds himself in a bit of trouble. He's forced to flash away. He's got to use his ultimate to get out of there. It ends up being a 1-0 for Weibo.
Okay, well now they can chase him out of the top side. They can get priority into mid. Maybe even get access to his respawn red buff since they know that's up because they took it. How many plays can Weibo actually get from this? They already got themselves a kill. FPX most importantly got the dragon, but I think pay some of that loyalty back and, you know, bring home some wins. He's been a middle of the pack mid laner since his inception and kind of coming into the league. This will also be Weibo grabbing themselves first turret of the game. Let's see if Breathe can survive this. This is 3 members.
This is going to be so tough. Care finally going to drop that ultimate down. They will be able to find the kill. He will get it himself. They're going to look to at least trade turrets here. Tien with a nice flash with the wind becomes lightning and goes on to Shadow. Hung coming through as well. Lands the quickness on the 1. But Shadow will be able to dodge on the wind becomes lightning, but Tien will clean it up. That means Hung is going to die. Sheer teleports in. Shui off to the side now as FPX are looking to make some plays, and they even up the kill score.
Wait, they just got 3 kills for free like that? They traded turrets and maybe even trading down here as Xiaohu has been playing the map so much better. Took the top lane tier 1, shifted into mid so that they can make this investment around the bottom side of the map.
Did that happen to me? Oh man, I want to make a chat shirt.
Exactly. Alright, Breathe gets forced out. It's just Jue and Care. They did use a lot of their ultimates for that. That was Care using the Spear Rush while we were in the replay. We saw it in the picture-in-picture. Forcing him out. Double Summoners out from Gwen. And now a Herald here for Weibo. FPX, they got mid-push. They should be able to start this Dragon, but with how the timer has been offset, Weibo now get access to the mid-wave earlier. Tien can just drop this Herald if he wants, and they could potentially open up a lot of turrets here if they so choose with the structures. Instead, wanting to fight them on this, recognizing that FPX are going to be down resources for the time being.
Feels like this is a very tenuous game here for FPX, and guess what? They gave Weibo the inside track. They didn't even start the Dragon up, so Weibo is going to go. They're going to drop the Rift Herald with their 3 grubs, and now what's FPX going to do? Are they going to just stand there and wait? You're going to see Tien get in the Rift Herald, knock down the turret. They're going to turn around. Shadow can go in. Hung going to land the charm on the 1 member. They will easily take him out, but it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Now Weibo looking for a little bit more here. Care's forced away. Does have that ultimate. He's to get that good damage out with the flash right on top of Care. He is able to spear rush out of there, but that means that Weibo will have control and will take the Dragon.
And that is so many summoner spells as well. Jue tried to use the heal, he used it at the wrong moment and also out of range of the Pantheon, so that's one. The Ghost from Awesome starting that fight, the flash from Care to finish it. Now FPX, that Dragon stacking is broken. They lost the mid-tier 1, or mid-tier 2. They lose out on the fight and the Dragon, so FPX starting to lose out on the map, and Weibo showing some of that expertise and showing some of the glimpses that we thought were going to come across this entire season so far, with Xiaohu having a miraculous Rise performance.
Yeah, he's been playing so good right now. As Weibo going to look to knock down the spots here. 1 turret here, trying to do what he can to clear. He's going to drop the ultimate. And here comes Shadow. Pop Blossom only lands on the Hung, but they root him up and take him down. They will get Care's TP out as well. It's being a double kill after Tien went down as well.
How much more are we going to go for, though? Because Awesome, in the meantime, hits level 11, is able to hit on this mid-wave.
Uh-oh. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's got a flash over the wall. He's on the wrong side of the tracks, but luckily, the rest of FPX were there to back him up.
Okay.
In fact, even in CS, in this matchup where it was range versus melee, Xiaohu obviously having this incredible game right now. It just feels like it's so difficult, and you need to grasp at straws before Weibo gets too strong.
Okay. So they're trying to stop them from getting every single tier 1. A lot of focus on in this bottom lane. I think if Weibo are able to grab this with very little lost, they're feeling very, very optimistic about 2:30, that timer for the Dragon. As right now it's going to be FPX getting a wave in top side here. And also you think alongside that timer for the dragon spawning, I look at Xiaohu's inventory, 3 minutes until that Rod of Age isn't completed. It's, you know, that ticking time bomb of Rise getting closer and closer to...
Tier 1 turret is still up. Looks like Shadow's gonna have to try to sneak in, but meanwhile, look what's going on in the mid-lane. Shui in a lot of trouble, gets knocked up, but the damage is going to be there. The clone not quite gonna be enough to fool them as TN will pick them off. And now 36 seconds till this dragon. FPX has to do something, and it looks like they can.
Shui will be up in time for the dragon. He also has a free kill. Let's get this Otacon now. We're gonna start this up. And that's a huge find from them. They even get control of mid. Maybe FPX just go towards the Baron. I know we see some of them up there. Oh, sorry, there's no Baron. So it's going to be some jungle camps. Weibo are about to explode in terms of how much gold they're about to have.
Yeah, this is not worth it. And it really comes down to they weren't able to find a breathe up top. Right? Shadow wasn't able to make that impactful play. And be like, hey, you know, we'll maybe force their top laner to be in an awkward spot against that. Doesn't really have great scaling, to put it mildly. But the later this game goes, the worse the champion tends to get. And I love that you touched on that. Weibo's solo laners not getting picked off. It feels like it's been an epidemic in the LPL so far this year that the side lane play has not been as great as we've seen in the past. It's been a little too over-aggressive at times. And while this is certainly measured, 2-1 and 2 are combined for both of them, I'm really proud of the way that Weibo was played. They look like a completely different team.
Only one game sample size. I could very realistically see FPX winning game 2. I need to see them as Weibo put together a series, and even then, right? Like, this is a team that is surprisingly their level. It's supposed to be their weight in this game here. Care has to be showing a little bit of caution.
He did not show enough care, bro. Charm goes down. He is going to burn his ultimate. Maybe a turnaround, though. Stian has to pop his ultimate, try to live, but Shadow gets in there. The realm warp gets Xiaohu a little, you know, just tries to fake them out, but he doesn't get close, actually. So FPX, they get a pick. Now Baron's up. I don't know.
This is very fake, though. They cannot contest for this. They just, again, used 3 ultimates and 3 summoner spells, right? Like, that was for a single kill on Tien. There's no objective for them to take. They'll get maybe a top lane wave for Sheer. I feel like Sheer needs to be paying them back tenfold for what's been happening. Awesome's gonna have to lose his flash. Yep. All right. Xiaohu trades his. I mean, Shadow doesn't have his summoner spells. Wonderful dodge.
Oh man, Carrot's just getting machine gunned down right now. Hong trying to get in there. He's going to burn his flash too, just for the knock up onto the one, and he will find it over on the side. Sheer in trouble. Light wants a piece of the action. And FPX will be forced off. And again, Hong, nothing spectacular, but getting the dirty work done.
I mean, him and Xiaohu have been playing so well. There was so much criticism levied towards a player like Xiaohu earlier, just a few games ago in their last couple series. And his rise has looked very, very clean here in this game. So a good showing coming out from FPX. That was some ultimates used by Weibo as Breathe was chasing Sheer off. Made him use it. Did Weibo get this for free? FPX are going to trade for a dragon.
Again, they've just been trading down all game long, Alpha Battery, and they do it again. Now Weibo wearing purple. See, FPX can actually get anything more, and it doesn't look like they can. They don't have the full inside track, so sure, you put yourself on soul point, but even if the full control over on this top side, this Baroned up siege minion, you go and try and knock down this turret, as Weibo quickly realize, oh, we're getting hit by the turret.
This is fine though. You're trading turrets on the opposite side of the map. It was Han using his ult. So, as long as they can control and potentially fight on this wave, ultimate from Kara is going to recall.
Oh, Sheer! Sheer's got to use his ultimate to try to get out, and he does. The turret will fall. And FPX cannot get close to Weibo. They're team fighting. They just can't pull the trigger ever.
Alright. Look, still, all things considered, 2-for-1 in turret trades in favor of Weibo. It's gold for the time being. We're getting into a point in the game where gold is going to matter a little less, especially in time for that. But Shadow thinking he can do all this damage. It's a Rakan, my brother! Like, are you going to force your Kaisa to walk on over with ult? I feel like that's a waste. Now it's just going to be free time for Weibo. They get the mid inhibitor.
Let's see if they go for the top one or they take it bottom here. Shadow up in about 8 seconds. It looks like Weibo will move bottom to go link up with Breathe. They still have this Baron, but it is going to expire. It's a nice power play for them. About 4,000 gold up. And FPX are running out of real estate quickly.
Okay. They hit 3 items. Level 16 for Care, Sheer, and Awesome. You need to win this fight. This has to be your win fight. Minute and a half before the Ocean Drake. That is the most important thing right now. Baron will be up in a minute after that. They can try to leverage the fact that they'll have won a fight. But now I'm looking at these lanes. FPX have already given up a lot of side lanes to try to make sure that they're there for an objective or just trying to get vision preemptively. The fact that they haven't taken this mid-tier one is really bothersome because they need to push on top wave for one more wave. We're going to get Breed to kind of sit under his turret, and then we're going to hopefully reconnect with the rest of our team in the blue side jungle of Weibo so that we can move into mid and stop these inhibitor minions, or these super minions, from crashing into our base. I mean, it was a great flank from Weibo, and they did eventually push FPX off this mid wave, but it's only a turret. Now we're going to 7 dragons in this game. FPX, they want to give themselves as much time in this game to try to play this one out. There's now a Baron spawning in 30 seconds. Hey, we thought maybe there wouldn't be a third item coming on through for Awesome. He's finally finished that, and there's even a Guardian Angel here for Shadow.
Yeah, you know what? It's been harder for them to kill it. Now, Weibo, they still have to be worried. You know, one of them gets picked off. FPX, they have enough items that they will be able to scrap with a man advantage despite this hard scaling Weibo comp. And Weibo, they've been really, really quiet ever since the Baron did okay, but they haven't done enough to take FPX out of the game for.
I'm kind of looking at this right now, man. Weibo, they get pushed in mid just by having the super minions, right? Like, Shadows doesn't matter, bro. If they were okay, you stole the red buff. You got your team global red buff. Great. But
nice.
You're still so much fog of war here.
Right.
Observers were toggling it before. They're doing it here again. There is no vision.
Great job keeping Shadow out, and they will be able to get their Rakan out of there too. Now FPX really want to get in, but a Realm Warp, it leaves Tien behind. They left Tien behind to die, but he stands tall and kills Awesome's way to get in there. Pop Blossom on 2. Tien is still alive, but he finally falls. And over on the backside, Sheer has to run away. Zhui has to run away, but he can't as they take him out too. And a teleport onto the mid lane from Xiaohu.
They're going to try and end the game here. Light is searching. Light will find Sheer. The teleports are finishing. It is going to be a Baron here for Xiaohu. He has 3 grubs. His team is going to reinforce him on this next mid lane wave. FPX, it is 20 seconds before the next available member is going to be up to defend the base.
It's not possible. Care has gone golden. He flashes away. The first turret will fall. Shadow's got a flash too, but his GA gets popped. Care in the fountain, and the Nexus will fall. Weibo Gaming finally get their fight win and take game 1.
Tien's gonna be like, dude, did you just leave me there at the Baron? All right, man, whatever, fine.
He's like,
you know
I'll do it myself.
We won the game. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just have to, I'll just accidentally spill a drink next time.